Today is a pretty awesome video because we are going to be going over some leaked RLCS items, the new RLCS items including a new goal explosion, and also 2 brand new wheels in all painted variants. Now before we get into it, if you guys want to get free DLC or even gift cards for keys just for playing Rocket League, be sure to check out playvig.com. It's free to download, and once you set it up, you simply choose from a list of quests such as winning 10 games or one of these tournaments that share a $10,000 prize pool, and then you just work towards completing them. After you do that, you get coins that you can use in the store to redeem DLC, gift cards, and more. Now it's currently in beta, but it's honestly just a ton of fun having quests to work towards and actually getting rewarded for it. So if you guys want to check it out, click the link down below in the description, download it for free, and start working on some quests. Alright guys, so yes, today we have some awesome leaked information. This isn't official information yet, but it's pretty much confirmed that these are the brand new RLCS items. And I'm going to be showing you guys proof of these, like the item names, the item preview pictures, the little thumbnails that you get, like, you know, in the manage inventory menu. We'll be going through all of that and also just showing you gameplay of them because they are pretty cool. The wheels are interesting. I'm not going to give my opinions on those, but we do have every painted variant to go through, so it's going to be a ton of fun. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button down below. Let's aim for 3,000 likes for more leaked item news. I know you guys love these videos, and without further ado, let's jump into it with the first item. So you know what guys, I know you're all excited to see these items, so let's just jump into it with the goal explosion. So the brand new goal explosion that is coming out for RLCS events and also just other tournaments in general that they're doing stream rewards for. This is the first time that we're going to be getting a goal explosion, and it's actually a pretty funny one. So this one is called Ballistic. Now first I'll just show you the little image here, and this is also from RLG. This was like the first place where I found all of these items. They posted a bunch of items after the update, and that included items, you know, like Chameleon, Stormwatch, the items from the victory crate, but there were some extra ones in there, and this was one of them, a brand new goal explosion that goes by the name of Ballistic. Now as you can see from the little image there, it's a ton of little Rocket League balls. Like you can see a giant one in the center, and or technically I guess it's just closer up, and then a ton of them like in the background, and also it has a little bit of a greenish mint glow to it, sort of similar to Reaper, but as you can see, it's definitely a brand new goal explosion, and it's a pretty dope thumbnail. But I know you guys want to see gameplay of it, so let's just jump right into the gameplay. And I do want to say that this is from Surubi. I believe he works at RLG, but he got gameplay of this, and as you can see, as the ball goes into the net, there you go. Just look at that. Look at that freaking goal explosion. It just shoots out a ton of Rocket League balls, and it is, I don't know, I like it. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like popcorn, to be honest. If you want to know like exactly what this is going to be like, it's pretty much popcorn. Just replace the popcorn kernels, or are they technically called kernels after they popped? But yeah, just replace those with the Rocket League ball and they'll shoot all across there. And it also looks like a bunch of them bounce a lot more than just the popcorn explosion. So pretty cool there, but along with that you also have like a few sparks flying out of it. An initial sort of, again, mintish green, sort of whitish explosion. Kind of shoots out subtly, but then you just have a ton of Rocket League balls flying everywhere. Now also I do want to say I have no idea why he has them as like every painted variant. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can trust me when I say that they cannot come painted. As much as I want to believe that they can come painted, and that would actually be really insane, I just really doubt that they can come painted. And I really think he would have shown the other painted variants. He would have like gone through them if they actually showed up in game. So since he didn't go through them and he only showed like the default one, I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet to say that these cannot come painted. It's just the way he kind of modded them in. But either way, the goal explosion itself is really sick. I mean, I like it quite a bit. I think it's funny. It's cool to see like a giant Rocket League ball get hit into the net when you score a goal, and then it turns it into a bunch of tiny ones and just shoots them all over the place. So that by itself I think is really dope, and I'm excited to see like a goal explosion coming into the RLCS items pool. Now also real quick before we get into the next item, I do want to say that I tried to get footage of these myself using Alpha Console, but what's really weird about it is that the people behind Alpha Console removed the brand new items. Now that by itself you might be thinking they didn't know about these items. Well, they actually did, because when the update first came out, I actually messed around with some of these, like Ballistic, and I think one of the wheels coming up. I messed around with a couple of them. I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'll probably make a video on them. And then like the next day they were gone. So I don't know if Psyonix told Alpha Console to take them down. I don't know if Alpha Console just didn't want to spoil the items for people. So yeah, definitely pretty interesting. So these have got to be some confirmed items coming up. But moving on to the next item, thanks to some people that came in clutch and were able to still get footage of these items. These ones are called the Razzle wheels, and these are a bit simpler than the second wheel, and you'll see what I mean in just a sec. But you know we gotta go through every painted version of these wheels. But first, just taking a look at the default ones right here. As you can see from the image, the thumbnail image, they're pretty interesting and fairly basic. They're definitely very simple. There's no animation going on to them. They're really quite simple. And also, before I forget, I guess technically all of these items are limited. I don't think that's really that important of a thing, but just in case you were wondering, they are technically the limited orange rarity. But yeah, back to the wheels. These ones are fairly simple. Again, a bit simpler than the wheels coming up, but they have a very wide ring around the side that can come painted, which you will see. It also has a unique tread and fairly interesting spokes in the center, but again, overall pretty simple. So getting into the video of the painted variants, this one is credit to Twixter Gaming. His channel will be down below in the description. Huge thanks to him for hooking up these videos. But let's start out with some of the painted versions. So we'll kind of go through alphabetical order here, but first of all, you've got the black version. So as you can see, these are actually pretty dope. I like them for what they are. They're very simple, but as you can see, this is what they look like painted. That side ring is completely a different color from, I believe, the green on the regular Razzle wheels. And also you've got the tread a slightly different color. A little bit hard to see here on the endo, but you can still tell it's changed. And then the very center is changed as well. So overall, as we move into burnt sienna, it's quite different from the original, which is definitely pretty nice. But as you can see, burnt sienna is definitely going to be pretty rough. Very brown indeed, and not too flashy. As for the next one, these are the cobalt Razzle, and these are pretty nice. I mean, again, they're very simple colored, but that also means that there's no weird combination of colors. It's just straightforward, like cobalt right here. If you like cobalt, this one's one to go for because it's just that exact cobalt color. So pretty dope there. But moving on to the next one, you have crimson. Crimson is always a good one, and I like how Twixter customized his endo here to fit in with all of these wheels. But the crimson is pretty sick. Again, they're super simple wheels. I don't think they're better than titanium white apex, but again, if you like simple wheels, they're pretty dope, and crimson doesn't look too bad. I'll give it that. As for forest green, pretty much exactly the same as all of the other ones, just in forest green. And I like this trigon endo here with the forest green endo. Actually, it just all fits pretty well. I'm liking the fade on the trigon, and especially with the new Razzle wheels, it's looking pretty good. I'll give it that. Next, you have the gray, which actually kind of surprised me a bit because it kind of looks silver. These are actually pretty dope because the gray fits like the tread of the wheel really well. It kind of fits that same exact color, and you can see it's actually a pretty sick combination. So surprisingly, these are actually probably one of the best Razzle variants. So I don't know, maybe when these come out, gray will actually be kind of popular. I'm not really sure, who knows, but they're definitely pretty good for gray. As for the lime, definitely the brightest of all of them, and lime is always the brightest, you guys already know. But it fits in well and actually fits the color on the trigon pretty well. Usually lime can be a hit or a miss with the colors, but that is actually a pretty good combo right there. Next you have orange, which I know a ton of people don't like. I don't know why. Orange is kind of a cool color, especially on like loopers, Dracos. I'm kidding, I'm completely kidding, but orange on the Razzle, pretty unique, but you know, nothing too overly insane. Then you've got pink. I mean, it's pink. There's not much more to say. Usually pink can be like a really light pink. Like even on the endo, you can see it's kind of a lighter pink. But on the Razzle, it appears to be more of just a solid pink. Not quite hot pink, not quite light pink. Kind of in the middle. And overall, it looks pretty good. Now getting through these last few and also titanium white. But here you have purple, which I don't like. I don't think it fits in well with the colors that you can choose from. And just looking at the endo, it's just quite a bit darker. Kind of a dull purple. It doesn't fit any customization colors really well, so that is definitely unfortunate. It's not like this next one here, saffron, which fits in pretty well, even though saffron isn't that popular. Still a pretty dope color, and I actually like how it looks on the tread. And actually the lighter tread, that gray and yellow, doesn't look too bad. So if you like saffron, these should definitely be cheaper, but pretty cool. Second to last, you have sky blue, always one of my favorites, and it's a good sky blue color, fits in very well, definitely really solid, and I just like how this one turns out. So there you have sky blue, really sick, but you guys know what's up, titanium white. Now these kind of surprised me. These are actually a lot cooler than I thought they would be because they are actually kind of bright for a wheel that isn't animated. So I mean, they're pretty clean. That super bright white edge that goes around them is actually pretty nice, and I'm kind of digging these. I know I said I wouldn't give my opinions too much on these, but I mean, come on, the titanium white ones are pretty clean, especially when Twixter put it with a titanium white endo and also the blue and white trigon. It looks pretty good, you gotta admit. So there you guys have it. Those are the Razzle wheels. I kind of forgot because it's such a random name. I don't know why they decided to go with Razzle. But yeah, the Razzle wheel is pretty simple, but the next wheels here are definitely not as simple. So these are super unique, and these are called the Aether wheels. So starting out with the thumbnail here, you can kind of start to see that they are a lot more unique and not really like any other wheel we've had. And you'll see more details when we go through every single painted variant, but I mean, as you can see, they are quite interesting. Again, no animation, kind of similar to the Razzle in that they have one solid color that's changed to whatever painted variant it comes in. But what's kind of interesting is the detail on the side of it goes straight into the tread. As you can see, like the tips of the star go onto the tread itself. And then along with that, it's just like a solid wheel. There's no spokes, there's no like space in the center. It's just a solid wheel. So definitely very interesting, and you guys already know what's happening. We got to go through the painted variants. Starting out with black here, I actually like black a little bit more than I would have thought. As you can see, it's just very solid black. It fits the tread quite well. Definitely not flashy. I don't think people would really notice these wheels that much on the field, but I mean, for black, they're pretty simple. Probably won't trade for a ton, and I mean, hey, it's one to go after. As for burnt sienna, oh gosh. Poor burnt sienna. I mean, the brown. It's not even a good color brown for these. I don't know. It's like an orangish brown. It's not even like a typical brown. So I mean, I don't know. Do any of you guys like these? Is it a safe bet to say that these are not going to be very popular? I think so. So let's just move on to the cobalt. Again, very similar to the Razzle wheels. The colors themselves are very similar because as you can see, the cobalt, it changes the parts in the center, the star, the very center, that little circle, and then the little things around the edge. I don't really know what to call them. But yeah, very solid for cobalt. Nothing too insane. As for forest green, very similar to cobalt in the way that it's a very solid color. And also I want to bring up on this one, as for all of these wheels, you can see that they seem to be thinner than most wheels. They seem to not be very thick. I can't quite tell for sure, but it definitely seems to me like especially on the back wheel, you can see that they don't seem that wide. So that kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't really like that. I like the wheels to more look like wheels. But yeah, forest green, not too bad. As for gray, these are pretty interesting as well. Very simple, very just matches everything going on with it. But this blends in very well. I don't think it quite has the same effect as the gray Razzle wheels, but I mean, it's pretty interesting. Everything seems to fit together with this painted variant. As for lime, these are pretty dark for lime. They're not as bright as the Razzle, and they seem to not quite fit this customization here with the saffron octane and the chameleon decal. And I think that's just due to them being a unique lime color of wheel. So I don't know about those. We might have to test them out when they officially do come out on like Alpha Console and see if they are one that's easy to customize. But moving on to orange here, I kind of like them. And I just think that the orange and gray and black kind of goes together pretty well. It actually looks quite good. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know down below in the comments if you like these or just what your favorite is, but I'm kind of digging the orange out of all of these. As for the pink, these aren't too bad either. I mean, if you like pink, they're a good one to go after. Similar to the Razzle, they're kind of in the middle between a light pink and a hot pink. So if you want a solid pink wheel, definitely go for these, even though they're very unique just as a wheel themselves. As for the purple, again, very similar to the Razzle in that they're a dark purple. As you can see with the octane, it doesn't match. The octane is a lot lighter, and that seems to be the more common purple color. You can't really match your decal to it, but these wheels seem to be very dark, so I don't know why that is, but it's something to keep in mind when these come out. As for the saffron, I don't know. I don't really like them that much. They kind of seem pale to me. I don't know. They seem off. There's something about them. Can't quite put my finger on it. Again, if you're a fan of saffron, though, don't take my word for it. If you like them, go for them. They're definitely pretty crazy, I will say that. As for the second to last wheel here, the sky blue, I like these quite a bit. I think the blue goes with the gray and black of the wheel itself pretty well. Similar to the orange, but I mean, I don't know. I just like the blue, gray, and white. Kind of similar to my logo and stuff, if you guys know. But I mean, pretty sick for what it is. And then finally, the titanium white. A bit disappointing. Can you even really tell they're titanium white? It blends in too much with the wheel itself. The center is not bright enough to be like super titanium white, and the details around it just kind of blend in. I mean, those little things towards the edge just kind of merge into the tread itself, and it's not quite like the Razzle. The Razzle I liked quite a bit. It stuck out, but even with this white octane, you can see that it doesn't match that well. There's something off about it. It just seems darker than like the usual titanium white that we usually see. I'm just not a huge fan of it. So there you guys have it. Those are all of the painted versions of the Aether wheels, and let me know what you guys think of them. I personally think the Razzle are better, but again, I'd like to see an animation on them. Why were we not getting another glowing wheel? Which wasn't insane, but it was kind of nice. So yeah guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe for more news like this on leaked info coming out really soon, as well as check out my previous videos here, such as on the left going through an update to the tournaments coming out, as well as them changing the diamond wheels, and then on the right going through the secret trait that comes with the chameleon mystery decal. It's honestly pretty cool. But other than that guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm TheLlamaSir, and I will see you guys next time.